Yo. What is up? How is everybody doing today? Yes, everybody is having a fantastic day. We are here. It's Monday. Another week started, another week to talk sports. And I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to have AR here with me. AR, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's just going on? What's up, everybody? I had to show on my phone.
Now you good, bro. How's your weekend, my guy?
It's good. Besides everyone out with basketball right now. Besides that,
we got 2.5. We got at least an hour and 55 minutes to talk about how devastating that is. Trust me, we got all the time in the world to talk about how devastating that shit is. No, we do. But let's get all the preliminary stuff out the way. As always, I'm the Wildcard Mar. You're here with me, Anthony Roger, AR from Press Sports. He got his YouTube channel. Make sure you tap in with him. Plug that real quick and plug all your other social media networks so they can find you at AR.
Yes, sir. So YouTube and TikTok is PR3Z Sports, Press Sports. My YouTube's finally coming up on the search bar now, so that's good. And then on Instagram is Anthony R3204. That's just my personal stuff. But that's it.
Yeah, that's what's up. And as always, you can catch me on Twitter, KC Wildcard Mar. You can follow I.O.W Sports on Twitter at I.O.W Sports 1. Chop it up with me personally on the Facebook and Instagram at Wildcard Mar. Follow the rest of I.O.W Sports on Facebook and Instagram. And most importantly, the YouTube channel where all the content is at, I.O.W Sports Network. All right. So make sure y'all tap in with not only I.O.W Sports, but make sure, since AR has been a very contributing content giver for the last month, please go show AR some love. Follow all of his social media platform. Hey, I was even on the show with AR last week. So, return the favor for my guy. So please show some love. Hey, support is free. It don't cost you nothing. It's FRE. It's free. Yeah. I know I said FRE. Don't worry about my Ebonics, y'all. Just follow. Just follow us. Follow I.O.W Sports. Follow AR. Show the love. Support is free. FRE. All right. Throw the extra E on there for, just to emphasize how free it is. It's free. Damn it. Anyway. But no, like AR said, man, we got a lot of basketball talk to really go through, man. But before we get off into these Eastern Conference finals and these Western Conference finals, obviously there's some news that dropped today. And I'm going to definitely get AR's opinion on it because he played in the area. Played at Syracuse, was a Knick for a certain minute, for a little bit. Carmelo Anthony officially retiring from the NBA. Any news? Any shock by that, AR? I mean, I know I wasn't necessarily shocked by it, but this is what I wanted to ask you. Obviously, you being in the tri-state area, up there up north, Melo played at Syracuse. Was a Knick at a certain point in time. Kind of just give me like how you guys saw Carmelo up there. Like, how much did you guys love him? Did you hate him? Did you despise him? Kind of break it down to the audience on how he was welcomed in the tri-state area.
Yeah, I mean, from my personal experience, I've always liked Melo. I'm also a Thunder fan, so when Melo came to the Thunder, I've always liked Melo. My grandfather's a Knicks fan, so when I grew up watching basketball, I like the Thunder, but the Knicks, how the Saints and the Giants are, the Knicks are a team I've always rooted for because of Melo. So I've always loved Melo. He was great in New York. Syracuse, especially winning the championship. So I know that Melo had a lot of influence on a lot of the people, especially my age group of people, looking up and watching Melo doing some of the things he did on the basketball court. But it didn't surprise me either. I actually was surprised because I thought he already retired, but I guess he was still a free agent. So, but it was time for him to hang it up. I mean, he wasn't too bad, on the Lakers, but I mean, it's hard for someone who can't move around like that no more to just sit in the corner, can't play defense. So, but I mean, I loved Melo. Like I said, great basketball player, one of the better ones, but it's going to be interesting. I want to see what's going to happen with him in the whole Hall of Fame thing and all that stuff. I know that's a big debate that everyone's having.
We'll give your opinion on it. You think he's a Hall of Famer, a first Hall of Famer? He'll get in eventually.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be he's gonna get in eventually kind of thing. Because here's my thing: when you look at guys, and again, the basketball is different than other sports, but I like to it to like we're kind of related to football because there's guys in football, who don't get in for reasons being it could be team success, it could be their accolades don't line up, and the thing with Melo is he's never had success on a team level. Don't got a championship. Kind of the Knicks were mediocre. Most of the time he was there. They had the one run, but they played, lost that series, and also he doesn't have an NBA first team at small forward. So I mean, it's hard to argue that a guy, who don't have those, he's a great scorer, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when he was with the Nuggets, he was athletic, man. You know what I'm saying? Jamming on people. I mean, great offensive player. But you have to look at, sometimes the accolades, and you're like, no matter how much a player's loved and how much, a player influences people, the Hall of Fame should be for a group of special players, And not saying Melo's not special, but I feel like he's going to get in just because it's Carmelo. But if it's my personal opinion, I don't think that he should make it just because of those reasons.
Fair. Hey, you bring up some great points. But you said something that literally triggered my ear, and you said the Hall of Fame should be for special people, and I agree wholeheartedly. But the only problem is that these basketball writers, they're not holding it as it's something special no more.
Right. Exactly. That's why I think that he'll probably get in some way or another. He'll definitely
get letting in. All kind of Joe Schmoes in the damn Hall of Fame now. And it's not just NBA. I see it in Major League Baseball. I see it in football. I see it in just about every Hall of Fame type of voting process where you see these regular Joe Schmoes. You be like, oh, he paid 15 years. He was on the Patriots. Put him in the Hall of Fame.
Right, because he got rings or whatever. Yeah.
For what? I mean, don't get me wrong. Team success is cool. I get it. That's the ultimate point of playing team sports is team success. Exactly. But the fact of the matter is the moment that you start separating team success and you start making individual success a part of people's resume, that it's important, then you got to look at that. It matters.
Oh yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not going to knock Carmelo too hard for not making a lot of first team all NBAs. First of all, there's only 5 spots. There's a lot of good players in the NBA. So I'm not going to hold it to him too hard that he didn't make first all NBA any times. But the fact of the matter is, great scorer. Just off his namesake and resume, and you think about the draft class that he was in with LeBron and D Wade, like he's going to get in. And the guy, I'll give him this. I think if I'm correct, he's 11th all time scoring or something like that. So the guy's
he's on that list. Yeah,
he's going to get in because of that fact alone. All right. My only knock against Carmelo, I wish he would have played more defense. Right. I wish he would have, been more assertive to get his team into, championship conversation. Maybe the just a little bit more on that. I mean, Go Melis got a national championship in college, so he's a winner in the sense of basketball, but he hasn't done it on the NBA level as in team success. And I agree with you 100%. If he does that, at least gets 1, maybe 2 rings. To me, he's a no-brainer. But the fact of the matter is,
I feel like, sorry to cut you off. I feel like if he even just made it, like he even just made a finals, because again, like you talked about, you made a great point. You can't let dudes who were role players on championship teams make it just because they got rings. Yeah. You gotta be a guy who's contributing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Kevin Love is deserving of a Hall of Fame over Carmelo. And I know that sounds weird. But you think about it, is kind of the similar way of Carmelo. On his first team, he was the dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when Carmelo came over, then he had Stoudemire over there. It was kind of like that star power was split. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that the Knicks were as good as the Cavs with LeBron and Kyrie, but when Love had come over, you know, he got a championship. You know what I'm saying? He has that ring. And even though he hasn't, I would say, continued that play, like Melo had a very long time where he was doing that team. And Kevin Love, after a couple of years in Cleveland, his production went down. He's playing a significant role right now in the Heat's success in this run.
Until he got hurt. I'm scared about his injury last night.
I know, but you know, he's kind of consistently been a player who is getting his team to success. You saw the thing. There was a post that every team that Kevin Love's made the playoffs, he's went to the NBA Finals. Every single year, he's made the playoffs.
That's wild.
It's like that's a dude who has some years of dominance where he was the dude, and then now he's playing a significant role on a team where Melo, even when he was the dude, he couldn't get nothing done. So I feel like it's hard. I feel like it's really hard because you have examples of players who have played long, like you said, 20 years almost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
It's more 18 because he been kind of sideline for the last couple of.
I just feel like it's hard because once like you said, sports have kind of let these guys who are on the fence in. A dude like Carmelo is kind of like a no doubt just because of the standard they've set. You get what I'm saying? When you let guys in who aren't really that deserving, and then you have a guy like Carmelo that's really on the fence, like, yeah, he could definitely make it, but maybe he doesn't if the standard's higher. I think Melo will definitely get it just because that standard being lowered a tiny bit.
Yeah, your pops brings up a good point. Melo's more of a stout compiler. Had a handful of great years, but played for almost 20 years. And here's the thing, I agree with your point, Caesar. The thing is Carmelo's part of that new wave of NBA players where, you know, hey, I may not have the team success, but damn it, I'm gonna compile some numbers. I mean, look at it now. Who comes to mind that reminds you of Carmelo that does the same thing? James Harden, Russell Westbrook. I mean, go on and
Russ
on.
went to a championship.
Well, yeah, and I get it. You know, but you know, you're still talking about guys who individually they're gonna compile some numbers. Harden and Westbrook got the MVPs. I know Melo has gotten some votes, hasn't gotten an MVP,
right.
But when it comes to team success, you can't put them in championship in the same sentence because they never even came close to getting it.
Jokic.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't know. Jokic's got a good chance to go ahead and get that thing this year. He has a damn good chance to get it this year. So he might he might see this and be like, oh, I gotta make AR look foolish. I'm about to go win a championship. So you know, hey man, I rock what you saying, but man, I can't even say nothing bad against Jokic right now. That man's balling out of control.
Oh no, not Jokic. Oh I said Jokic. I meant Embiid. Embiid.
Oh, that's even funnier.
Not Jokic.
Oh, but that's even funnier.
No, yeah, I don't. Now, see, the Lakers are so much on my mind. It's haunting me. It's haunting me right now.
Hey, because that's even funnier because Embiid is teaming up with Harden. So here we go with two guys who are doing the same thing career-wise, piling numbers up, getting MVPs, but they're not gonna win no championship. They're just not. But no, overall, Carmelo Anthony, great player. You know, I would definitely put him on that bar where, you know, consistent all-star, big name. Unfortunately, just his last few years, he was just getting jobs based off of his name. And don't get me wrong, he'll still give you 15, but that's about it. You're not getting a facilitator. You're not getting a defensive guy. You're getting a shooter. So if you just want a guy that's just going to shoot on the wing in the corner on the 3-point and give you 15 to 18, then Carmelo is your guy. But understand that there's going to be some other deficiencies. You're going to have other guys on the floor to make up for where Carmelo lacked. And it's not a knock on Carmelo. It's just that's the fact of the matter is. That's what you saw with him. You saw a score, but you weren't. Hey, Carmelo, man, lock this guy down, huh? Me? No, Carmelo ain't looking to take on defensive assignments. That's not him. So I mean, it's just one of those tough things. He says Melo not even the best player on those Knicks team. Oh my God, Caesar, don't do that.
he called him Marshmallow, bro.
Not only that, he brought up Jeremy Lin. Oh no. Caesar, not the Jeremy, not the Linsanity moment. That was the cutest 15 minutes of fame I've ever saw, bro.
and when he called off Kobe. Get out my way.
Yeah, I remember. It's funny you brought that up because I saw that clip about a month ago, and I was laughing so hard because he's literally waving Kobe off, and Kobe's looking like. Do you know who you are? And do you know who I am?
Exactly. He knocked that down, bro. I can't, bro. He was so fun to watch.
He was fun. I give him that. He was fun to watch. I wish that moment with Linsanity and Melo could have lasted just a little bit longer. Stoudemire could have stayed just a tad bit more healthier. Might have had something going on cooking up there in New York. Probably could have had something going on in the Garden. Probably could have had a parade. Not saying it would have happened. But it got you closer. Just if Lynn said he would have lasted a little bit longer. Stoudemire stayed healthy because man, they gave Stoudemire some big money too.
He came off of playing on the Suns.
I know it's a joke, Caesar. I know it's a joke. I love the humor banter. The best, most effective player I've ever seen. Yeah, and he's good at He's good at picking women, and he's good at losing them too. Lala Anthony is beautiful, and yeah, he could. Never mind. That's not sports related. Anyway.
Move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Anyway, let's talk about this Eastern Conference Finals because they had Game 3 yesterday. 2-1 happened since the last time we got on the show, and I don't know about you, AR. I am absolutely stunned that these Miami Heat are up 3-0 over a top team in the East. Number 2 seed. So they already knocked out the number 1 seed. They're 3-0 on the number 2 seed. Took out a 5 or 4 New York Knicks.
5.
Yeah, 5. And let's not forget they came through the play-in tournament and losing the first play-in game. I mean, kind of. I don't know how you put this in words. I have no idea how you put the Heat in words. We're gonna figure it out somehow. But I mean, go ahead and just like. How do you explain this, man? I don't know how you explain this.
I don't either. I mean, listen. My one of my best friends is a Heat fan, and I don't hear him shut up now because of what's been going on in these playoffs. Because he keeps telling. Because I was streaming a little bit last night on my TikTok account, and I had him on when they were winning by 30, and he's like, I still got those receipts of you saying they're gonna get swept. I'm like, listen, bro, like it wasn't like no. I said you yourself didn't think this was possible.
Hell no.
You didn't think you were gonna get out the play-in tournament. So don't act like you knew it was gonna happen.
Hey, don't you think it's funny how people switch up with these
I knew this was gonna happen.
You be like, I knew this. Like, man, brother, you be the same dude that's been so skeptical all season. Because I know for a fact Heat fans was probably cussing out their team about midway through the season. They be like, yo, why y'all playing like this? Y'all was just in the Eastern Conference Finals. Y'all look like Dookie. I ain't even trying to hear none of that. Come on, man.
Right. But it just really is amazing. And it's a testament to what I like to say. I've been saying it for the last couple of years now, is that names don't mean shit in sports no more. Because you had a time where when I was like really younger, first starting to watch sports, like the Heat and like the Warriors, where it's like, yo, if you just get the big names, the champion, you're gonna find the championships. And there's a prime example of you got Butler, you got Bam, who are the 2 big names of the team, and then you have an old Lowry, an old Kevin Love, and then a bunch of undrafted players. And listen, they just want it more than everybody else.
Oh my God!
You see in games like we were talking about the Knicks series, the Knicks just got outplayed, and you got guys like Randall, you got guys who are just giving up on the game, and the Heat are on the gas pedal the whole game, and that starts with Butler. It really is true when you have a leader on your team that sets the tone and can get everybody to buy in, like Butler has with this team. Like they're just playing out their mind. Like it's I can't even speak really into words how surprising this is, because it really is surprising. This if they end up pulling this out and they make it to the championship, I'm convinced it's the best playoff run of all time. I don't even care about Dirks, because I mean that was obviously amazing, but I mean just for this team to get here is ridiculous. It makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. And like people like were comparing the Lakers and the Heat because they're both the low seeds coming in, no one would have thought or whatever. But the Lakers had made a trade, right? They got some new guys in, and that's when they revamped it. The Heat have been the same all year.
Mm-hmm.
And the Heat lost Tyler Hero.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the fact that there's this team has beat the Bucks, beat the Knicks, and then now they're 3-0 against the Celtics, who, like we all said, listen, we talk about playing with the food. They're getting played with now. The Heat are just they're picking them apart, and it just looks like we said, that they just kind of seem uninterested to play basketball in the playoffs. And this team, the Heat, like we said, once the momentum gets on the Heat side,
it's a done deal.
It's gonna be over. And I mean, they haven't given the Boston Celtics a chance to make a mistake, because when they do, the Heat capitalize. And now they're up 3-0, and I have hope for my Lakers. There is not a single hope I have for the Celtics.
Oh, no.
Because they don't look invested. Because
zero.
The Lakers aren't getting blown out by 30, right? The Lakers got close games. They're even up, and they just give it up at the end. Mm-hmm. Those things, a couple tweaks here or there, can be fixed. The Celtics are just getting – I mean, it's truly sad to see, because they're just rolled. They don't care no more. Took the players out in the fourth quarter. They didn't play the whole fourth quarter. Like, they are not invested to play. And that coach is the next coach getting fired. I guarantee you that. He's going to get fired. He had because he was the interim head coach. I guarantee you he gets fired this offseason. If they get swept, I'm telling you he's going to get fired.
Ooh. Okay, AR dropping bombs over here like he's
it's going to happen.
Flex over here. Drop the bomb. Okay. Look. And I'm going to start with Miami. Because I just got to give them all the credit in the world. As much as, hey, I've even doubted them. I've doubted them every series. I didn't pick them not one time in none of these series.
Right.
I didn't. And they're like myself and countless others are looking foolish as hell for keep going against the Heat. All right, because I know I'm not the only person that keeps going against the Heat. Because I mean, the fact of the matter is, each team that they play, all right, and I'm not talking about playing it. Look, they is 7, 8, 9, and 10. You're for the most part, you guys are relatively the same team. So I'm not stunting on that. You go against the Bucks, all right? You were doing game one. You take it. You lose Hero. Giannis gets hurt. He misses a couple of games. I don't give a damn. He didn't miss the whole series.
Right.
It went 5, and he played 3 of them. And the Bucks didn't win none of those games that he played in. Right. So it didn't make a difference. All right? So you lucky it went 5. You stole one when Giannis wasn't playing, and be happy with that, Bucks, because that's the only game that y'all look like a basketball team. Fact of the matter is, you just got to give Jimmy Butler his credit. I think that's a series he put up 56 and 42 back-to-back games. So,
Bucks, right?
Yeah, I think there was either game 4 and 5 or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but did work. And that was when Giannis was playing. So we not gonna make no excuse that Giannis missed 2 games. No, the 2 games that he did play after the injury, you got Butler dropping 56 and 42. I don't give a damn what you say. Fact of the matter is, if you suit up, you telling me you ready to go, so I need you to perform. I don't care how hurt you are. It's playoffs. Everybody's hurt. There's not one team that's 100% healthy in the playoffs. Just not.
Yeah.
So let's cut the injury shit out. I ain't trying to hear that. That's excuses. All right. Fact of the matter is, you didn't come to play. They out hustled you. They busted your ass. Okay. So we get the Knicks. Knicks gave them a little bit of work to do, not too much. Went to 6, but overall, the people who were supposed to show up showed up. Jimmy Butler. I couldn't see Julius Randle. I saw Jalen Brunson on New York side, but I didn't see Julius Randle. No excuses. All right, no excuses. Miami was the better team. All right. Okay, now you get Boston. Number 2 seed, rematch of the ECF from last year. Same teams. It went 7. So I was already expecting for a 7-game series, but I went the Boston way. Again, like I said, I did not pick the Heat to win any.
And the Heat don't have Hero like they had them last year. They're down right now.
Yeah.
The Celtics actually aren't hurt up. They're not banged up at all, any of their main players.
Full roster.
Right.
I'm talking about Horford. I'm talking about Williams, both Williams, Grant and Robert. And both are important pieces. Because Grant Williams, you saw what he did the other day. Him and Jimmy having the back-to-back or back and forth. That was important. Mm-hmm. Then you got Robert Williams, who's a menace in the paint on both ends. Great on the pick and roll, and he's a beast on the glass. Yeah. And he's a beast on defense. I've seen him swat all kind of basketballs 10 rows deep. So try him if you want to. I'm talking about Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. We
forgot to mention how they got Malcolm Brogdon this year too.
Bingo. Who was the 6th man of the year, if I'm correct, this year, right?
Yeah.
So what are your excuses? You just said it, AR. What's different about this Boston Celtics team this year than it was last year? You actually added more. You bring a 6th man of the year in Malcolm Brogdon. But where are they different at?
Coach.
Bingo. It matters, y'all. We said it a million times. I'm going to repeat it again because the sports world is going to keep giving us examples after example after example of why coaching matters. Joe Mazzulla comes on the mic last night, and I don't know if anybody watched the post-game conferences. I do, just for, obviously, podcast reasons. Joe Mazzulla sounds like he almost admitted that he lost the locker room.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, AR. You're in the locker room right now. All right. So you hear your coach say that? What confidence you got in your coach?
No confidence. It's kind of an example of last year how it was. We had a coach, Montclair. He'd been there for 40 years. Mm-hmm. Great coach, historic. He actually, for active coaches in the NCAA, was I think 5th or 4th on most wins in their career. Yeah. So he was a great coach back in the day. But this past year, it was my first time being with him. But I would hear from the older dudes on the roster. They'd be like, he's not the same, not invested. He would say things throughout the year, and I'm kind of thinking about it. I'm like, why am I hearing this right now? Like, just don't, because we had a down year last year as a program. It was actually the worst year in program history that we had. History last year. And I'm hearing this. I'm like, this is not how you get a team rallied up. And this year we have a guy who everyone liked. He's stepping up as a head coach. I love the guy, great guy, but he is not a person that is negative anyway. Like, if he'll mess up, he'll say something about it, but he's the kind of guy to where you want to run through a brick wall for the dude. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So being in the locker room for us getting ready for the next year, we're all hype. Like, we're like, we got new coach, new system, new culture that is in this team. And the difference between the two examples I'm giving between Boston and my team is that this coach for Boston don't seem like he got any confidence in his players right now, or even confidence in himself. He's saying, I didn't have them prepared. Bro, you're in the Eastern Conference Finals. What do you mean? Like,
when I heard that, bro,
Conference Finals.
Bro, when I heard that, AR, I lost my mind when I heard that, dog.
Come on, man. Like, I don't understand. And again, and like you said, coaching matters. There's a balance that you have to have. You have teams like the Patriots where you got arguably the best coach in NFL history with Belichick.
Yeah.
And they've been down because you need roster and you need a coach.
Yes.
You can't have the best roster with a coach that don't know what he's doing, and you can't have a terrible roster with the best coach of all time. It never works out either way. The spectrum is going to fall somewhere in the middle. And the Celtics, the coach, I forgot his name, but the coach that had gotten suspended or whatever, is a much better coach than the current coach. And that's really, in my opinion, what's going on, because you don't got a team that, again, is that talented. And you're down 3-0 right now.
Well, and the reason why I bring all this up is because obviously you being more active in the locker room than I am, my locker room days are done, but I've been in locker rooms. The fact of the matter is, when you're a player, you look at your coach when you're down, when things aren't going your way, or you're frustrated. A coach is almost like an extension of your father. All right. And a coach is supposed to be there, excuse me, to be able to notice when you're steering the wrong way to get you back on track, focus you. Right. And they have to know how to balance the energy level when they want to get you psyched up. They know how to insert certain words or tones or mannerisms to get you pumped up. And then when they want you to relax and calm down, they know how to say certain things or deliver it in certain ways so that it eases your mind and you calm down. That's what a coach is supposed to do. And they're supposed to, and the number one thing of a coach is to always make sure you go home safe, but you also play the game confident, and he puts you in the right position for success. That's the job of a coach. Right. Your safety, your confidence, and putting you in the right position. All right. Everything else is up to the player. Execution and actually getting your body prepared is up to the player. All right. So when you hear things like that and you see, and literally, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum had no answers during the whole press conference. So, we don't know why we getting blown out by double digits in Game 3 in the Eastern Conference Finals, down 0-3. We ain't got no answers. They ain't got no answers. I saw Mazzulla's press conference. He ain't got no answers. You wait, hold on. Wait, you the captain of this ship and you have no sense of direction?
Right.
What are we doing?
Can't expect the players to do it themselves. I mean, I don't know. It's a bad situation. It is not a good situation.
I know for a fact they took the interim tag off and they gave him full reign.
Yeah.
I know that for sure, that they took interim off and actually made him legit head coach. I don't know about the extension part. I meant to look into that. Yeah. But they put that vote of confidence in him. And what's up, Boney homie? My man Beast Mode Bones in the building. Like, when you give that confidence, yes, I gotta say that. I gotta give a real quick sidebar to Beast Mode Bones' comment. Yeah, Eric Spo is kicking his ass. Mm-hmm. Up and down, left and right. And I'm surprised at the 3-0 lead that the Heat got, but I'm not surprised when you look at the coaching situation. I'm not surprised.
2 different levels.
Yes, way different levels. And I said it on numerous shows that I podcast on. The fact of the matter is that Coach Eric Spoelstra earned his stripes. A lot of people tried to, you just got 2 champions. You had the big 3. He said, all right, big 3, they disperse. Wade goes off to Cleveland with LeBron. Then he retires. Chris Bosh unfortunately had the blood clots. He retires. Tried to come back, but just didn't happen. Spo, all of a sudden, ever since the big 3 has been gone and done, he has kept the Heat in literally championship contention year in and year out, constantly going to the playoffs.
Lackluster roster compared to what they have.
Thank you for adding that in there, because when you talking about lackluster roster, we're talking about a team that has literally the oldest, most highly paid cheerleader, and Udonis Haslem, that's been sucking up a roster spot for the last 7 years, and literally is averaging less than 10 minutes a season. Not a game, a season. Less than 10 minutes a season. So So we're talking about a guy in Eric Spoelstra that is literally, I don't know how the hell he is. David Blaine, David Copperfield, Harry Houdini put all this voodoo magic on taking this team to constant playoff appearances with, like you said, very lackluster roster compared to other teams. And so I'm not giving nobody excuses when y'all lose to the Heat. Y'all got the bigger guns, but your ammo ain't hitting like theirs. It just ain't. Mm-hmm. Fact of the matter is, the Heat want it. You said it earlier. They want it. They want it. They want to win. It's evident. It's clear to see. For those who play competitive team sports, you can see when people want it, and they want it. They got complete dogs playing on that damn squad, man. Dogs. Mm-hmm. Fact of the matter is, when it comes down to it, you either want it or you don't. They playing ball like they want it, and Boston they confused on direction. They having inner turmoil. I don't care how you call it. The fact of the matter is, the players was probably looking at Joe Mazzulla loud, like, damn, man, I hope whoever Ime Udoka was messing with, that must have been some good cuckoo, because this dude, man, we need him. They like, man, we miss Udoka, bro. Hey, man, I know he bumped one of y'all wives, but y'all gonna have to forgive her and move on because we need him. I bet you that's how the players is really feeling like right now.
Listen, it could be a completely different thing with him as a head coach, bro. Because again, the coaching matters. They had them right. Like, and remember, the Boston team honestly was not as good last year compared to this year on paper. But they take the coaching out. If you just look at it, and Tatum and Brown throughout the regular season, you know what I'm saying? In the beginning of the playoffs, like, they've taken a step forward. You get Brogdon, you know what I'm saying? Williams now is another year to develop, at center, and you'd be like, all right, with that coach, you compare the two, it could be a completely different thing. The 76ers series could have been over quicker.
Yeah,
maybe they sweep the Atlanta Hawks because, again, like we were saying, they gave them some at the end of the games there to win those games. And who knows, because really, when you look at it, there's no logical reason how this team's down 3-0 right now. Besides that's the only thing I could think of that would make this team be down 3-0 right now.
You know what's crazy, AR, is because we look at Boston being this real dominant team on defense, or supposed to be one of the better defensive teams. They're getting shredded by this Heat shooting. I mean, Duncan Robinson finally is getting some playing time, and he looks like he's resurrected, and Caleb Martin and Vincent comes out of nowhere, and then Bam's finally waking up on the offensive side. He's still dominating on the glass and playing defense, and Jimmy Butler is just going to do Himmy Butler things. Himothy, that's him. All right. So, and then Spo is going to be Spo. Right. At the end of the day, this is why Spo earns the respect that he gets from me, and he should earn the respect from anybody and everybody that watches basketball, because the fact of the matter is, you're talking about a guy that started from the bottom, now he here. The dude was in the video room. And you know what? When you're in the video room for hours, guess what you do? You know how to break down film.
Right.
He is literally, like Caesar said, exposing all the weaknesses that Joe Mazzulla didn't tighten or button up coming into the playoffs. And Spo is exposing every last one of them. Give Spo his damn respect, people. If you watch sports and you really want to have people take your takes and when you talk basketball and take you seriously, don't throw no dirt on Spo's name. You're going to look like a fool. You're going to look like an idiot. So get all credit to Spo, all credit to the Heat. But damn it, I'm with you, dog. Here's another thing people aren't really looking at. Robert Williams kind of been in and out of the lineup the last few years with this Boston roster. And when he's in the lineup and he's healthy, he's such a difference maker for this Boston Celtics. He's playing and he's healthy. What is still the problem? $6 million a year.
Batman Williams. You see that? You see that thing on Halloween?
Yeah.
In the interview room. I love that picture. So funny,
bro. Grant Williams was going back and forth. So he's been kind of up and down, but having decent games. Where's your sixth man of the year at? Huh?
I'm not going to bring it up. I don't even remember seeing Brogdon on the court half the time. I haven't heard his name a lot in this series at all.
Hey, just correct me when I'm wrong, y'all. Is he too busy shining up his sixth man of the year trophy to pay attention to what's going on? He down on 3. He better pay attention.
Yeah.
Oh man, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, huh? Yeah, up for these max deals, huh? Possibly Boston could spend upwards to $600 million just between the two of y'all, huh? Yeah, y'all were, huh? Yeah, what's up? You talking to your architects already, huh? You talking about how you gonna make this indoor-outdoor pool pop in your crib, huh? Huh? You already you already talking to your travel agent because you better pack your bags because you're about to go.
Cancun.
You're about to go. Better wake up. I mean, what's up? Huh? Like, come on, Jason Tatum, come on, bro. Hey man, you like to drop 50 burgers every now and then. Can we at least get a 25?
20?
I mean, I ain't asking for a 50 piece. I mean, Jaylen Brown, you like to act like when Tatum ain't popping, you the man. You know, you got your Batman mask on, got your Phantom of the Opera mask on. You know when you supposed to tap into another persona and bong out. So what's up? Tell me what the problem is, Boston. Tell us, the world, because last night I had 0 answers after an ass whooping, because that wasn't even close. That wasn't even close. I'm actually surprised Udonis Haslem didn't get in.
Sure. He should have gotten in.
That was the game that Udonis Haslem should have got in.
Yeah.
I mean, that I saw a whole bunch of garbage Udonis Haslem time left on the clock. That was a perfect time for him to get in. At least 5 minutes worth. So, I mean, hey, Boston. It's bad. It's okay. Now I know the OGs like to come down on the new age basketball. You see Shaq and terrible Charles Barkley do it all the time. They do it all the time on TNT. It's bad when Magic Johnson get on Twitter and talk about how lackluster and no effort and no heart y'all played with. It's bad when that happens.
That's what it looks like. That's what I'm saying. The two differences between these series right now, the Nuggets and Lakers and the Heat and the
shut up, Bo.
and Heat and Celtics is the amount of heart the two teams are playing with. It's night and day. They have the Lakers fighting down. They're down 20-something points. They're at least coming back, trying to make it interesting and give the Nuggets a rough time. The Heat are they're besides game 2. Game 2 was like, you know what I'm saying, like a game down to it, and the Heat played better. But like last night was disgusting. There was no like, and then there was a clip I saw of like Tatum on the bench, like rolling his eyes or whatever while he's sitting down because they hit another 3 and they were like down 25. I'm like, bro, like that's just
no fight, no effort
for a team to get this far into just be giving up. Like I don't get it.
All right, so obviously y'all know the deal. Wildcard Mar is a Lakers fan. Wildcard Mar is a Chiefs fan. He's a Royals fan. Anything pretty much Kansas City, Missouri, he's a fan of. And we don't have a basketball team, so it's always been Lakers. All right. Obviously, I'm saying that to say this. This has been just so hard for me in this Western Conference Finals. Well, playoffs in general, because I'll be honest, I've been going against the Lakers the whole time. Not because of any reason. Is nah, Caesar. I got the pleasure. I can boot his ass. I'll be like, nah, you gotta go, bro. No, that's funny. No, I'm saying is that I've been going against the Lakers just because matchup wise, I didn't like none of them. I thought the Grizzlies would have been too athletic. Obviously, the Grizzlies are doing Grizzly shit, so that just didn't work. I thought that they couldn't keep up with the shooting or the screen. game of Warriors, but they proved me wrong. And then in this matchup, this was the matchup I was originally scared of from the beginning. When they made it through the playing tournament, I was like, I'd rather have you go against the 2 seed instead of the 1 seed Nuggets, because I didn't think that the size factor would have been different. Because Porter Jr. is 6'10", Aaron Gordon is about 6'9", 6'10", Jokic 7 foot 7'1", and so that's your 3, 4, and 5 right there. And I thought Jamal Murray was a little bit too athletic because he's healthy for once. And everything that I was worried about is coming true. Like, Schroeder is killing me on the defensive side. He keeps going under the screens.
Yeah.
Just like, bro, what are you doing? Stop going under the screens, because they keep running that high pick and roll at the top of the key, and he falls for it every time, and he goes under the screen every time. And I'm like,
I don't know how they hadn't been over film. That should be
a felony. Hell yeah. Because Jamal Murray's hot right now. You can't go under the screen with him running that pick and roll at the top of the key.
Right.
That's been killing me. And oh my gosh, D'Angelo Russell. Oh my goodness.
Awful.
Oh my goodness.
Minus 53 over the last 3 games.
Oh my goodness. And whoever keeps reporting all this he's staying later to take shots after a loss. I don't give a damn. I don't want to see it. It's not helping. It's not improving nothing.
No, he can make them. He can make them after the game, but during the time he needs to make them, he's building shacks over on the side out of brick houses he's making.
She's a brick house. Like, this is sad. Like, what are we doing? And so, you're relying on games from Hachimura. Obviously, AD's. For once in my life, I can't blame Anthony Davis for not being healthy.
Right.
He's healthy.
Exactly.
And he's balling. He's healthy and he's balling. What? We see you, Nick. Well, I'll bring you in just a second. But how do you explain this? And here's the kicker. I already know what people are going to say. Oh, you just saying this because you hate LeBron. No, I'm not just saying this because I dislike LeBron. 3 for 19 in the series behind the 3-point arc, and you keep shooting them? You're supposed to be the high basketball IQ guy. That's not high IQ.
Should just be driving when they get when they're running the pick and roll in the first game on Murray. Murray had 5 fouls with about 3 or 4 minutes left. Please just keep doing it. I understand he doesn't always get the calls because whatever.
Okay.
But
just keep attacking the paint.
If you keep doing it, you're gonna make it.
Oh my god!
Like when he took that shot, I was like, it was a good look, but you're not hitting in game one. Like you're not shooting well so far, and you have the ability again to get to the basket and go for a layup. You just got a call on a foul because he was hacking you. Keep doing it. Even Aaron Gordon can't keep up with you step for step. Like, I get you're getting older, but your first step and your size, like you're getting by.
Still bigger than Aaron Gordon, though.
Exactly. So I don't understand. I it's kind of confusing to me, and we haven't seen this before from him in specific, to where it seems like he's not. There's something off with him.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing videos, stuff like that. Like, he's been making some mistakes and some like errors that like you really don't see from him on a consistent basis. Like, everybody has their mess ups, but it's kind of like odd to see someone like LeBron, who's always so sound in, like you said, his IQ, his knowledge of the game. Like in the Warriors game, he's telling his players what the plays being run before. Like he knows the plays before the Warriors team knows the plays.
Yeah.
Like and to see him not take advantage, I don't know, and it's really odd to me, like how this is kind of unfolding this series, because like we were talking about in the beginning, we were like, that matchup's kind of bad with the Nuggets, but throughout the playoffs, this is like the one series where I'm like, you know what, we actually don't match up too bad with them. Because again, I get Murray's hitting, but we just played Steph Curry.
Yeah.
We just played the guy who is a step ahead of Murray, because Murray's game is similar to Curry's when it comes to how he shoots behind the arc and everything.
Yeah.
It's not like he's catch and shoot. He moves around, like
the catch and shoot, the pick and rolls. Yeah.
Right. And I would be like, all right, we just played Curry and Klay Thompson. I feel like from behind the arc, we should be a little bit better in this series.
On defense,
you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And the issue is for me, and what I'm really getting from it is that Jared Vanderbilt is so bad on offense right now that even though his defense is good, he can't get a bucket. Like, he can't score. He cannot put the ball in the basket. And that's the difference between D'Angelo Russell, is that at least if you put Vanderbilt in, you're getting defense. Stick him on Porter. Yeah. If you could have somebody who's better on defense go somewhere else, because you have Hachimura guarding Jokic when he's in. You get what I'm saying? Like, at this point, put the defense in.
Yeah.
Put the defense in. You have Reeves shooting pretty good. AD scoring. LeBron's going to get his points. Like, he's still scoring.
Yeah, he's going to get them, but it's down 0-3 because all of a sudden he's losing his IQ. Like, stop shooting these threes, bro.
Yeah.
Stop shooting the threes. Not
the size advantage.
Oh my gosh. Just drive every time. Right. Every time.
And when he does, he makes it almost every time. Like literally almost every time he's driven. Like, there's a couple ones that he missed. But
he missed the layup and then he fumbled the dunk. I get it. Look, Jordan did it too. Kobe's done it.
Right. Everyone
it happens. I'm not gonna barf on him for that. It is what it is, but it's just more of the IQ of keep jacking up these threes when you're 3 for 19 in the series. Yeah. Like, I'm just so irritated. Big homie Nick, what's up, man?
What's up, boys?
How you doing?
I'm just enjoying watching you be miserable as a Laker fan. I can't get any better than that.
It's not just that I'm miserable. I'm just flabbergasted because these dudes are just playing with no smart.
Are they though? Are they? To me, it's the Dennis Green meme. We are who they thought they were. They weren't a top team all year. They patched it together. They got a little momentum. And then what happens in the NBA? As soon as you show the league who you are, people make changes, people make adjustments, and they attack that. And I don't think they have the elite, consistent talent to overcome it. And just the Nuggets are a basketball machine right now. The way they operate, the way they play, the way they flow. What are you going to do? You have to double Jokic to stop him. You don't double him. He's going to the basket for an easy 2. You collapse on him, he's kicking it out to a wide open 3. So it's the opposite of the Karl Malone Stockton pick and roll. The big man just penetrates. If you double him, kick it out. Yeah. It's just the flip of it, right? Of the old pick and roll they ran. It's just a different way to get the ball down low to the big man. He takes it on his own. He gets a rebound. He dribbles it up court. Gets right down to the box. You double him. You collapse. He kicks it out. Guys are making the shots. And you're seeing superstar players in Jokic and Murray playing like superstars on a really big stage. Yeah. And we spend a lot of time talking about the other teams where they don't have superstars, and we were surprised that they couldn't get further. But you see Butler, you see Jokic, you see elite players playing elite basketball.
Yeah.
And let me say this, fuck the Celtics and the fans. I love it.
Well, so imagine this. Imagine the Celtics get swept, and then you add on top of the fact that the most historic hockey team of all time couldn't even get out the first round. They're gonna love it.
And the Patriots are gonna finish in last place.
And the Patriots are gonna finish.
And Boston Red Sox are gonna finish in last place. And they're still gonna say we're on top of the world.
Hey, I swear they had shirts that said they're Title Town.
Yeah. The only title they got is the most racist town in America. I love watching them lose at home.
He ain't gonna get no argument with me.
I love watching them lose at home, and their fans go from cheering them on to walking out and mumbling, I knew he shouldn't have rooted for these. It's so great to watch their fans' faces drop. There's nothing more exciting in the world than watching a Boston fan lose.
Hey, man.
In the sports world.
Oh, well, yeah. Look, at the end of the day, man, with this Lakers situation, I mean, look, obviously I'm not going to shit on Jokic, who's playing phenomenal. And AR can tell you, when we was on the show last Monday, I said the thing that's going to scare me is when Jokic starts getting these triple doubles, and that means he's getting everybody else involved, and you're not able to stop it.
Yeah.
And here we are again. It's game 4 was tonight.
Yeah. Tonight.
And they still have no answer on how to stop this train. And that's been in Denver, and it happened in LA. It don't matter where the game is playing. I mean, yeah. Hey, you right. 40. Watching the Cowboys fan lose is pretty nice too. I do enjoy that.
Definitely.
I do enjoy that. But no, it's.
It's great. It's great. Both of these series ending. I have not been more excited about a series finale since Sons of Anarchy. I am so excited for these two series.
Trust me, my misery is your entertainment, and that's cool. Because at some point in time, mainly week 4, your misery is going to become my entertainment. So it's all good.
You bloated like a motherfucker when KD and Irving got traded. You enjoyed my misery. That's not fun. You enjoyed that shit. Don't lie.
So I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're gonna have our times where each other's misery is gonna be each other's entertainment. So it's okay. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I am well aware of what's going on, and obviously I won't let my fandom interfere with my objectiveness. The fact of the matter is, they're not playing good enough basketball to beat the Nuggets. They're not
outclassed. They are completely outclassed, and Jokic is showing that he was the real MVP. And they gave it to Embiid, who compiled during the regular season, beating up on inferior opponents. And when it actually mattered, he showed that him and James Harden are the perfect teammates because they both disappear in big moments.
Man,
they're the perfect teammates because they both ghosted.
Man. Yeah, at the end of the day, man, I can't dispute what you're saying because look, it's been no secret. I've been pro Embiid MVP all year, so I had no problem with him winning it, and I wouldn't have had no issue if Jokic won it. Look, I understand the difference between him and Jokic. Jokic is going to be the analytical, the stats favorite kind of basketball player to watch. And Embiid's going to be the flashy guy. And I went Embiid because of the fact of the defensive presence along with the offensive scoring. He led the league in scoring. And so that's the only reason why I was pro Embiid. But dog, come on, man. The way you disappeared.
Yeah. It's the thing that I always bring up, right? It's the most outstanding player against the person with the most value.
Yeah.
And Jokic is 1 in value and 2 in most outstanding. Embiid had a more statistical season.
Scoring-wise, only scoring-wise.
From the NFL. Flexing for Thursday Night Football just passed 24-8. So they might be flexing. I'd have to go into Twitter. If I go out, I'll come back in. But it looks like they just passed the rule to flex Thursday night games. I don't know when that starts. Let me get some info.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and go check that out? But no, any last words on how disappointing our Lakers are doing us, AR? I mean, I'm just
as a secondary Lakers fan because of LeBron, right? It's disappointing for me, but unlike being an actual fan for a basketball team, like my team, like the Thunder, like I got things to look forward to with them. You know what I'm saying? Like I got the future to look forward to them. I got draft picks and stuff. But for you Lakers fans, you guys have been down for a while, and it don't look like you guys have a very promising future if things don't get done now, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You don't got draft picks like that. LeBron's up there in age. Whoever gets Bron, he's the team he's going to. So you have him for probably one more year, depending on how much he even plays next year, it's sad because if you said, if they play smarter basketball, there is an amazing chance. And I'm not just saying that because I like, the Lakers because of LeBron. I mean, if we're being completely honest with ourselves, they could realistically be up 3-0 right now. So the Nuggets, if you really think about it, they could be up 3-0 right now. If they played smarter basketball, they could be up 3-0 or 2-1. We'll give them 2-1 because that first game being down, whatever, that was whatever. But these last two games, especially the one in Denver, they're up, I think, 14 points. You can't let one dude drop 23 by just shooting three-pointer. You know what I'm saying? And what I was going to say earlier with Vanderbilt and D'Lo is that at least Vanderbilt gives you defense.
Yeah.
If they're both not going to give you offense, put the defensive presence in.
Yeah, because
you had him in the Warrior series, and he was playing good defense. So I feel like he has to. I feel like tonight, and if they win tonight and go throughout the series, I think Vanderbilt needs to have a bigger role. I understand he's not offensively present like you would want him to be, but you need to have a stop in these late games where you're close. They can't get a stop. When the other team starts hitting, and you're kind of not finding your shot, mentally, you're not going to be able to get back into this game.
Yeah.
That's how it was. Game 2, Murray was knocking down shot after shot after shot. And then the Lakers are coming down. And they're like, oh, crap, we got to make a shot.
Yeah.
And you're putting up a bad shot. Then Murray comes down to 3. You need somebody who can go in there and kind of, patch up the bleeding a little bit because D'Lo can't. Schroeder, even though he's better than D'Lo on defense, isn't playing smart defense, even though he has the ability to play better defense. And that's kind of the thing. But all I'm going to say is that, I had the script emailed to me, right, for the NBA. And listen, they said a little bit too many times during the TV show, and they had LeBron during the interview talking about making history. And then they're posting the graphics. They posted the graphics about it being 0-149. Listen, they get this win tonight, and the Celtics lose. Right, their next game, and they get swept, and the Lakers are still alive, it would be 0-150. Get the momentum back. Who knows, man? we might see another little LeBron James with the shades meme, him sitting in that.
Oh, Lord.
With his headphones in. Listen, 1-150. Who knows, bro? There are crazy things that have happened in sports, and LeBron seems to break every record or every thing that goes on. So who knows, man? Who knows? Jokic might go down. Someone from New Jersey might go to LA and they have a baseball bat or whatever. You never know what happens.
I saw what you did there, AR. You see, you said all that, but the last seed you dropped there is I see what you're putting down. You're saying like have just a little bit of hope. I saw what you did.
Just a little bit of hope. Listen, they did it 3-1 against the Warriors.
Oh man.
Listen, you never know. You never could, even Boston. Let's be completely honest. You never know what could happen.
So, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take that little bit of hope. I want you to put that in here. All right, put that on in there. Yeah, we're gonna close that up. Okay. We're gonna lock it up, and we damn sure gonna throw that bitch in the ocean. All right. All right,
listen, bro.
Because that little hope that you got, I look. I enjoy it. It's good that you're young enough to be so naive to say things like that. But this shit is over. No hope.
No. I mean, listen. If I'm being completely honest, it's over. But if I'm gonna watch a team I enjoy play, I want to at least have some hope inside. You know what I'm saying? So that's it's like that little compartment down in here somewhere that just has a little bit of hope.
Yeah, that's what we're going with. And Santa's coming down the chimney tonight too, right? Let me take I am embarrassed to say it, but I will say it because you guys know I'm an open book. I'm embarrassed to tell you how much I tried talking and didn't realize I wasn't in the video anymore because I'm on my phone. The mic ain't working on the laptop. I tried to join that conversation 10 different times before I finally realized I was not in the show. But as he was talking, here's the issue with the Lakers. They don't have a guy to get them a shot when it matters. They don't have that shooter. They don't have that go-to. LeBron is less than a quarter tank left. By the end of the game, he's exhausted. Anthony Davis is not a clutch shooter. He is a guy who hits big shots in the second and third quarter and go from there. They do not have the guys who, when you need a possession, they can go to.
You can't rely on Reeves and Hachimura the whole time.
You can't. First quarter, sure. Opening possession, sure. Fresh legs, go ahead. Shoot your threes, bro. Get yours. But late in the game,
Clutch
We're
moments.
starting to see a team that does not have a superstar who can go get you a basket when you need it.
And that's the difference. That the Nuggets, these last 3 games down in clutch time, they outplay them because those superstars.
They are built for the last 4 minutes of an NBA game.
Right.
Jokic was getting rebounds, dribbling it up, either shooting it 5 feet from the basket or kicking it out to a wide open 3. They're built for those late.
And honestly, that's you kind of touched on the nigga, and that's why I keep putting up a Caesar's comment is because you see LeBron getting gas and he keeps selling for these 3-point attempts, and it's like, dude, like if you're like, come on, dog, like stop.
Do what Jokic is doing. If you start to drive, kick it out, let someone get an open look. You taking a 3 for no reason, it doesn't help at all. Like if you're close and it's a 1-possession game,
well, it's counterproductive. It's very counterproductive. It's very counterproductive.
Kick it out to Reeves in the corner or something like that instead of just taking it 3 yourself.
Because even if he's a tired LeBron, he's going to have the defense collapse on him because he's LeBron.
Exactly.
The defense will collapse on him every time he drives the paint.
Right.
And he knows this. So my thing is like, that's why I keep saying like he's him of all people who's supposed to be one of the most highest IQ guys in the league is really playing dumb basketball.
Yeah.
He's playing dumb basketball. Just call it what it is, folks. I don't care. You FS1, ESPN, you've always been enamored with LeBron. I don't care if you go to his games and sit courtside and you dap him up and y'all probably drink wine together. I don't give a damn. Call it what it is. Be real about it. He's not playing smart basketball. And the Lakers are a team that pretty much goes as far as his IQ takes them. And when he's playing dumb basketball, this is what you got. A dumb result. Now you're down 0-3. Look, pack your bags. Even if you get this game tonight, who cares? It's still a gentleman's sweep. It's still
you got to go back to Denver.
I want the zip. LeBron's never been swept, right? Oh, wasn't he swept once in the NBA Finals when he's in Cleveland?
He's been swept.
Yeah,
but I'm
Spurs
saying
swept them, right? Spurs swept him in the NBA Finals his first time.
Yep.
Then with the
but you already know the LeBron haters are gonna come out the woodworks. He go out 0-4. They're gonna get on his head. They're gonna get on his head regardless. But
and those guys are idiots too, right? Because he's put together a remarkable career. It's getting near the end. He might drag it on a little bit longer than he probably should.
What you mean, Nick? He's been dragging it on ever since he put on a Lakers uniform. He's been dragging it.
I get it. You know, he's got a lot of wear and tear. He's got a lot of miles on that body. You know, the fact that he could still pick spurts to dominate is really impressive. And as much as I would like to shit on LeBron, because you know how I am. I love that stuff. But I can't shit on him, man. It's still very impressive what he's doing, what he's able to do. But here's the issue. And I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's the organization. They tried it with Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis is not a 1A guy, in my opinion, in the NBA. And this is why.
Not no more.
But LeBron is not a 1A guy anymore. So when you
he can't. Yeah, no, he
two
can't.
1Bs and one about to be a 1C, I don't know. It's quite funny to me.
No, we just in a mental conversation. Look, I agree with you. I would say Anthony Davis is more like I'm not gonna say a 2 option. You probably would. I would say a 1B, as in
he's a very, very elite 1B.
Yeah,
but he is not taking any team to the NBA Finals as the man.
Oh no.
LeBron can't no more. He physically his body can't allow him to do it. It's not his skill. It's just the fact that
they wanted more out of Davis, right? They wanted Anthony Davis to be that 1A as LeBron declines. You be the 30-point a night guy.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think AD's been that 1A guy for the last month and a half, 2 months.
He's been more of a 1 because he picks and chooses when he wants to play.
And
you can't rely on him to be there every night. The guy gets hurt tying his shoe. Like you can't.
Yeah, but I mean, I hold on, Nick. I can't use that against him because that's probably been one of my biggest surprises is that he's been able to stay healthy and he's actually been a more consistent producer on the offensive side. I would say the last 2 months Anthony Davis has been consistent more, if I'm throwing percentages out, 85% of the time than off, if that makes sense.
He disappears in games, man. He disappears in games. He has low scoring outputs. I know he's a very talented elite player.
To be fair, I know what you're saying.
I think he is extremely overrated.
Well, to be honest, I think you're describing LeBron the last especially this series is very.
Because LeBron can still drop 14 assists in a game though. LeBron can still affect the game in other ways.
And yes, I agree with you on that. LeBron can affect the games in other ways, but my thing is that in this series, it ain't working because he's still being the IQ guy that's not using his IQ guy.
Well, let's be honest. AD, we came into the series talking about how AD got to play defense on Jokic and he got to use his athleticism and shit. They don't even have Anthony Davis playing defense on Jokic anymore.
No.
Like, if you're not going to score, like, at least play your defense.
Hey, AR, I get your point, and I don't mean to cut you off, but hold on, Nick. The reason why you don't put AD on Jokic right now is because you want to use AD for the offensive, because he's the most probably consistent offensive threat you got right now. It's not LeBron, it's not Reeves, it's not Hachimura, it's none of them guys. Right now it's Anthony Davis. So you can't use put him in foul trouble because Malone is smart. If they put AD on Jokic right now, tonight, I'm telling you right now, Jokic is going to get the ball every time. Because
they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
Well, no. Well, Darvin Ham's not going to do it. But if you any point in time you see Anthony Davis on Jokic, which continue to see Denver keep trying to play the pick and roll and see if the Lakers will get the switch so they can get Jokic on AD, because AD they're going to try to foul him out. Jokic is going to try to get 6 fouls on AD as quick as possible, wear him down, and then that kills the whole game for the Lakers. That forces LeBron to have a 40-plus type of night. That forces LeBron to have a high-minute type of game if you do that game plan. They're going to try to put it in that game plan. They're definitely going to try to do that pick and roll to get the switch.
The Lakers should be trying to do the same thing, though. Like I said earlier with LeBron. They had Murray and Jokic in game 1, 5 fouls each when they came back.
Yeah.
Because LeBron was driving a little bit more in that game. I mean,
he was.
They can't guard him.
But he can't do that, and he can't do that at will anymore. He can't do that at will. He can't get to the rim whenever he wants and put up 60 or 58, whatever he did against the Celtics that one year.
Oh, well, no.
That run he went on where he was just doing it by himself. He got to the rim and was jumping 2 feet above everybody time and time again. He's got 1 or 2 of those in him a quarter now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a fantastic run. It's one of the best careers we've ever seen.
As much as you're right, Nick, this is elimination game. You're going to have to see old school LeBron tonight. I'm sorry.
There's no way in hell he can do it 4 games in a row. Those days are over. Those days are over.
No. No. He'll never do it 4 games in a row. Oh, no.
No.
He'll never do it 4 games.
And I want to bring this up. Did you cue it up or no?
Oh, I forgot about it.
All right. Yeah. Then I'll just introduce it without the whole video. The segment I wanted to start doing on the show.
And we lost him.
Oh, man, he's like, phone calls now. It's all messed up. Can you hear me in my back?
Hey, go out and come back in because your audio's static. Say something. Yeah, just come back in. Anyway, yeah, his audio's starting to get a little raspy, but it's okay. He'll come back in just a second. But it's just with those game plans that you're going to try to implement. I think LeBron has to have a throwback game tonight, and he only has to do it tonight, because if you do that tonight, that keeps you in the series, and that at least, like that little hope that AR had that I just threw in the ocean, it'll sit there, but the series is still done. It's over. They can't get caught with AD on Jokic. I think it's bad news.
Yeah, but like you were saying with AD, he offensively, besides game 1, hasn't been great, if we're being completely honest. He has 16 points game 2 with terrible shooting.
Yeah.
AD is not, like Nick said, he's not the guy that is going to get you points whenever you need, like Murray and Jokic is. He's not.
Yeah.
AD is like a second option on his championship team. And like Nick said, with him declining, LeBron isn't the first option anymore either, just because his body can't do it no more. So that's really the issue, is that
who are you going to draw up a play for? Play Darvin Ham for a minute. Who are you going to draw a play up for if you need a basket?
Right now, it's Austin Reeves for the three-point line, and that's not going to win you a championship.
No.
Being honest. So,
no. Hey, come on.
That's why they're down 3-0. That right there, Anthony, is why they're down 3-0.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at a team
Thursday night? Yeah, it was Thursday night. Hachimura had 17 points to lead the Lakers at halftime. And when I heard that stat,
missed a shot.
When I heard that stat, I said, "Oh, Lakers about to lose."
Oh yeah, and he's got 17 points. You're probably down by about 21.
and some of my homies, they was like, "Yo, why? Yo, you a Lakers fan? Why you say that?" They be like, "Yo, wait, your fellow Lakers fans are gonna hate you." I'm like, "No, I'm just telling the truth." When you got Hachimura as your leading scorer at 17 at halftime, and I didn't even look at the box score yet.
Yeah,
I did not look at the box score yet. The fact that Hachimura was your leading scorer, that's all I needed to know. So even by the time I got to the box score, AD wasn't shooting good. Neither was LeBron. I said, yeah, there it goes. I don't care how close this game is at halftime. It's a done deal. You got closers over there.
You can't.
Do you know why you bet everything you have on the Nuggets in Game 4?
Well, I don't know about Game 4. I don't know.
Do you know why? I do. Because when you watch someone who's supposed to be a leader and a superstar walk off the court again with time on the clock, it's a wrap. You're mentally defeated at that point. You don't have a fucking chance. Man. He walked off the court again. Nikki pointed it out the other night. And shout out to my son. You both know him. You both met him. Shout out to Nikki for saying the Heat and the Nuggets were going to sweep both teams. And even I looked at him like, all right, man. He goes, Daddy, bet it. I'm not betting that. Keep your mouth shut. God damn, look at this.
I'm telling you, Nick.
We got a gambling prodigy as a 14-year-old here in the family.
Well, all I'm going to say is
confident, dude. He's so confident about it. And I was like, all right, it's one game. All right, it's 2 games.
All you had to do was put $5 down on it, bro. $5 on each one.
Yeah, we're a millionaire, maybe.
That's it. $5 on each one. That's all you had to do.
Yeah, I've had a little bit going on in life, man, with this leg. I was sleeping a lot, and all of a sudden the series has started.
All I'm saying is, before each series has started, you should have just put $5 down to sweep the Nuggets in the Heat. Because you would have lost $10? Okay.
I got you.
But if they
possibility of what you can win,
possibility of what you could have won. And
let me ask you this: when I told you the final score of the Super Bowl is going to be 23-20, did you bet it?
Well, I was in North Carolina. They didn't legalize sports betting.
But I'm out that was. What a cheap out that was. You could have said.
But guess what? But guess what? I'm in a place where I can gamble away, baby. Trust me.
Oh boy, nice.
Trust me.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the teacup and the cardboard signs on the street. I'm waiting for the cardboard. I'm waiting for the cardboard. I'm waiting for the cardboard sign that says, "I can't believe the Jets beat the Chiefs. Help me rebuild."
Nah. Trust me. If I end up in that situation, my shit gonna straight say, "Why lie? I need some weed." That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, let me cover this NFL stuff real quick because I gotta ice the knee, and the cooler that I got makes some noise. I don't want to do that on air.
Ice the knee.
It's one of those power things. NFL news today, which I think is pretty cool for all football fans of any team. Thursday night games are now able to be flexed. Teams will receive 28 days notice, obviously for logistics and securing the stadium and all that stuff, and ending it and marketing it. And it's only from weeks 13 through 17. So you only have 5 weeks. But you get that time of year where you don't want to see a team that you thought would be, 9-4, and they're 4-9, and putting up a stinker.
Last year, Broncos.
And then other breaking news, NFL. It's like they know when I come on air. We just break NFL news now all the time as soon as I pop on air with you.
Apparently,
it happens every time.
And no, he's not bullshitting. I'm like, this goes on even back to last year. So many NFL things that got broken when me, Nick, and Mel would be on air, and then of course this year Aaron Rodgers news came down. There's been some other news that came down with me and Nick on the air. So I mean, I guess wild. The NFL,
it's literally, and like I said, the mic isn't working on the laptop, so I tried. I was trying to get in for half an hour. Finally, I was just like, you know what? Let's go old school. Send it to me, and I'll do it on the phone.
Well, here's the thing. If the NFL is watching our show so much, send the checks, man. We all want to upgrade our mics and our cameras, and
I just want to walk.
I
just want to walk. I want to pee without leaning on crutches.
I should have told the surgeon to fix the face while he was fixing your knee in there, but that's another story for another time. But
I'll let you have it. I knew it was coming eventually. I didn't know what it was going to be, but you know, much like me with the midget stripper, we knew it was coming eventually. So, the 2025 NFL Draft. Look at me getting the show back on the tracks, huh? Look at this. There's role reversal with me and you. The 2025 NFL Draft will be held at Green Bay at Lambeau Field.
Oh, so they approved that, huh?
Yeah.
I think that'll be pretty dope, though. In a weird sense.
Imagine that. Like, you're a freshman in college right now, and 2 years from now, you could be getting introduced at the most famous football stadium ever.
I will say this: it's gonna be cold as shit.
Late April, yeah,
bro. Trust me. They got lucky. No, I couldn't know because real shit. They got lucky because in the April, normally in Kansas City, it's still a little bit chilly, and so they got lucky.
Yeah. It's legit spring weather, right? Like it might be 65, it might be 45. We don't know. Fuck it. Let's just roll the dice and ride it out.
Yeah. So like Green Bay is something different. Wisconsin is a different type of temperature thing.
That would be great getting drafted. Hey, Matt, you know what? At least I'm being true to myself, Matt. Whatever the case may be, at least I will admit how things are and not be delusional and think that the Knicks can beat the Heat.
Oh, man.
And I know you talked about it earlier. Can we talk about how elite Butler's playing?
Oh, yeah,
they rolled the Bucks. They rolled the Knicks. They are rolling the Celtics.
Yeah.
And they were the walk-on, right? They're the college basketball team that plays the play-in game and makes the Final Four. Like, it's insane how good Miami. I know you guys talked about it. I was listening, but I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in with what Jimmy Butler and that squad is doing is really, really impressive. And there are no names, which tells you what?
It's all hard, baby.
Coaching and strategy still fucking matter. And when you're playing this 3-point shooting shit, like you were saying with the Nuggets, Murray hits a 3. What happens? We got to come down. We got to chuck a 3 within 5 seconds because now we got to make one because you made one. And what happens? Your lead decreases. Your deficit increases, and you don't have a chance.
Yep.
Because you're trying to do what the other team does instead of staying true to yourself. Because all these players want the spotlight on them instead of doing the dirty work and doing what it takes to succeed. That's why a team like Miami is I am hard rooting for Miami, man. No
dog. And it's no dogs on the Lakers, bro.
I am not hard rooting for them. I am rooting hard for them.
No, I tried to just like.
I know. I caught it myself. I had to say something for you guys. So I caught it. It was one of those things where you try to like take the words and shove them back in.
Hey, just like I said, Miami full of dogs, man. Miami is full of dogs.
It's really fun to watch. It's real, and it's encouraging to guys who don't get drafted. I still got a chance in this league. You put me on the right team with the right coach and the right system who knows how to utilize me, I can become something in the NBA. So I think because I shit on the NBA game and the chucking of the threes and how awful the game is. But then you watch guys like this on Miami who are making names for themselves. That's really inspiring. It gives me hope for the game that I used to love and have lost a little bit of love for. Seeing this.
Here's the crazy thing about Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy Butler,
Michael Jordan Jr. What?
Well, I mean, if
Jimmy Jordan,
JJ,
Dynamite.
Dynamite. If you well, that's the crazy thing because he explodes like dynamite once playoff starts. His numbers his numbers in the regular season, about your typical NBA, solid players numbers, about 20, 25 averaging. Once playoff starts, he cranks it up. And he literally does the total opposite of these so-called superstars.
Right. You want a player like Butler, not a player like them. Right.
Thank you.
A player like Embiid. Save your goddamn energy. Stop worried about piling up statistic against nobodies in December and January. Do what you got to do to get into the tournament and then take your game to another level. That's Jimmy Butler. That's the winning way.
Yeah. That's why I like the play-in tournament. After you didn't have the play-in tournament, this wouldn't be happening right now.
100%.
You know what's crazy? It's stuff like this that literally changes my mind about the play-in tournament. Because I was never really a fan of it. I
love the play-in tournament. I think it's
great. Yeah, agreed. And I'm for anything that has the Knicks, Lakers, and Warriors out of the finals. So as long as those three are out, I'm good, man.
Well, because it was just for me, I could never get past the fact that, hey, if, I was just a traditionalist in the sense that if I'm the 7th or 8th seed, give me my spot in the playoffs that I earned, over 82 games.
Yeah.
If these other teams can't be better than me in 82 games, then don't give them an opportunity to catch me slipping on another day. But on the adverse side of it, you should never get caught slipping anyway.
Yeah.
But it's I can go back and forth on the play-in tournament, but when you see things like this, when you literally see, hell, the Lakers won in play-in tournament. They're in the Western Conference Finals. The Heat were an 8 seed, lost the first play-in game, had to win another one, and now they're literally one game away from being in the NBA Finals. So it's like when you see stuff like this, it's like you can be like, okay, that play-in tournament makes a difference because anybody that watched the product, watch I.O.W., whether it's D-Man Cave or any podcast that I'm on, I was never high on my own basketball team in the NBA. I was never high on the Lakers. I was never high on them.
I'll vouch for it. This year, they were a mid-team to you.
Yo, bro, I said it from the beginning of the season. I said, bro, they'd be lucky if they make the play-in tournament. And so the fact that they even making the Western Conference Finals, I think they overachieved. But the fact that now that you here, like you still got one of the better players in the history of NBA on your squad, and y'all still can't get it right. Y'all looking like straight dog dookie, but it is what it is. I didn't get your opinion on this, Nick. Your favorite player, Carmelo Anthony, retired today.
I'll say the same thing I've always said about Carmelo. We got new listeners. Outstanding scorer. Not a great leader. Never led his team deep into the playoffs. He is this generation's Dominique Wilkins without the highlight dunks. He was up there 1, 2, or 3 every year in scoring, squeaking teams into the playoffs as a 7 or 8 seed like Dominique did with the Atlanta Hawks for years. Just doesn't have the highlight dunks that Dominique had. They're the same player. Great scorer, not a great winner.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, you can't argue with that. People will get in their feelings about it because they loved Carmelo, but Carmelo's highlights were, someone posted on Twitter today, an Easter game against the Bulls where he hit 3 threes in a row. Like, that's the biggest highlight you have of one of your favorite players of all time was a regular season game.
Yeah.
So, he did very well for the U.S. And I put my hatred aside for players when the Olympics come up, and he was a big member of the Redeem team, right?
Yeah.
Him, Kobe, LeBron, they brought all the stars back for that, and the best thing I ever saw from Carmelo Anthony was winning the national championship in college with McNamara at Syracuse. I remember being up and cheering for that team because they weren't a high-seeded team. And seeing how he led that team, then seeing how he couldn't lead an NBA team, I'll actually say I'm disappointed because I thought we would have had a better career in terms of winning than we did from Carmelo Anthony. And to see him do it in college,
Yeah.
I think all of us looked at it and said, this guy's going to be an all-time winner. This guy is going to look at you, Gino, on vacation and Panama Beach.
I was about to say, I was like, wait, G, ain't you on vacation, bro?
He's in Panama Beach right now, popping in, getting sunburned.
Yeah, man. Enjoy your vacation.
Enjoy your trip, man. Nothing but love to you. But yeah, I mean, when you look at how Carmelo came in, I think you can honestly say, if you take the emotion out of it, or if you were a fan of one of the teams he played on, and you have that connection with him, I think you can look at the overall career and say, I'm kind of disappointed he never did in NBA what he did in college. And I think that's a fair assessment. Elite scorer, one of the greatest scorers of all time, but just couldn't do it and couldn't get the job done and win one.
Almost not the same, but almost like a Dan Marino-ish type of career. You know, some personal.
Could light the league on fire. Very good analogy. Could light the league on fire. Jaw-dropping stuff. 50 points, 14 points in a row for his team in February.
Mm-hmm.
Could have his 5-touchdown game back-to-back weeks in October. I think that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
At least Marino got to the championship game.
He did. And they
thought
thought it would be every year. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Does he? No, all right. Let me throw this question out to you, because you always throw questions to us, and you know I enjoy when I come up with one to throw back at you.
Yeah, what's up? Talk to me.
Carmelo obviously is on the starting 5 of the top 5 players to never win a title. You got Chris Paul at point guard. You got Carmelo at the small forward. You got Patrick Ewing at center.
Pat at center. I would put Charles
Barkley at the 4.
Yeah. Carmelo.
Malone didn't tag on one for the Lakers, did he?
No. So Malone might have to be at power forward, but I refuse to have him on any team I have because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's Stockton win one?
Stockton didn't win one either.
So I think you'd put him over Paul.
So I would probably put Stockton over. Yeah, I would. There's a debate: Stockton or CP3. You would go with Stockton. I would probably go CP3.
All right, I'll throw mine out. I got mine locked in. I was throwing some names out because we've discussed Chris Paul so much in the group, so he was one of the names that popped up in my head immediately.
Yeah,
I'll go Stockton at the 1.
Yeah,
I'll go Harden at the 2. I'll go Carmelo at 3. I'll go Barkley 4 and Ewing at the 5.
I would actually. Only thing I would swap out would be CP3 for Stockton, and I would probably rock that same list you got.
Okay.
Because I was actually when you started blurting out the names, I was like, that's actually
you know what?
Pretty good.
I'm gonna put Jokic. I'm gonna take Ewing out. I'll put Jokic on the list for one more.
For right now. Yeah, for right now.
Right now is Jokic, and then I have to debate Ewing. And
Depending in a couple of weeks, we'll come back and be like, now Ewing's on that list now.
On the post Father's Day show.
No, that's actually not a bad list.
Let me ice my leg up, man, and I'll talk to you guys. Be good.
Yeah.
And
ice your face,
Anthony. I like seeing you on here, man. You got a good little niche here for yourself.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and do me a favor. Do not give your dad a hello or a hug from me. I saw his comment earlier about the I purposely did not address it, Caesar, if you're still watching. Just know that I know that you know that I know.
Okay.
All right. Much love. Well, I might pop on a late night show this week. If the Lakers go out, you might see me pop up, brother.
Yeah. What's up, Mel?
Be good.
No. Only reason Chris Webber would be a good one. That's actually a good one too.
Ooh.
I didn't think of Chris Webber, and hey, that's why Mel's the basketball guy. He would come up with a great list as well of great players who never won a championship, all-time 5. So yeah, so you're saying, wait, it's got to be
What happened?
I can't, bro.
What happened?
This is the best beef I've ever seen in my life.
You and MJ, what's up?
What happened? Did I miss something?
Just MJ coming at you, dog.
I would, but I work on Friday, so I don't know what time you guys have the show going on.
Oh, Reggie Miller. Yeah, but
Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
But are we putting Reggie Miller over Harden?
I mean, think about it. You both get scoring, you're not going to get defense from neither one of them. So it almost
why don't we do a draft?
It almost washes each other out.
Why don't we do a draft? Like, remember we did the All NBA draft?
Yeah.
Why don't we do a draft of guys who didn't win a title? Why don't we put that together?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
And we do a draft, and we'll randomize the order, and we do a draft of guys who didn't win titles.
Hey, Mel. He's a young man in summertime. He got football he got to get ready for.
Listen, I got to get some money in my pocket before school starts, because then that's when I'm broke. I can't work, man.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, McGrady.
Wow. Okay. See, this is why we do the draft. This is.
Yeah, that would be
now
good.
that we're thinking about it.
Ooh.
That'd be good.
All right.
Hey, let's do that. So, fellas, let's come back Monday. We're gonna do our all NBA starting five. That's gonna be our homework for Monday's show. Come back with your so you got a week, and everybody, all three of us are gonna come with our list. I'm gonna tell Mel, come with your list of.
Oh wait, we're not gonna do a live draft.
Well, no, we'll do a live draft. So
you gotta get your mock draft going though. You gotta get your guys picked.
Oh, you guys know how I love mock drafts.
We'll do a mock. And so what we'll do is I'll randomize a draft order, and we'll do it that. Ooh. Now we talking.
Yeah. Wait, I got one.
Now we talking.
How about Yao Ming?
I was thinking
Yao Ming in his prime.
I was thinking Yao.
When Mel said McGrady, I was like, well, you got to put Yao in because they might be the greatest 1-2 combination to never win.
I was thinking.
I don't know.
Stockton, Malone, McGrady, Yao are the best 1-2s. I think.
Okay. Mel got a nice list. CP3, T Mac, Melo, Weber, and Yao Ming. That's an impressive starting five right there.
Right.
That's an impressive.
We could put the greatest team ever just with Houston Rockets. We go Westbrook, CP3. Melo was a Rocket for a minute. We got Yao Ming. We got Barkley.
Yo, he was.
So
he was Houston Rocket for a minute.
Drexler.
Yeah.
You can put the greatest team just with Houston Rockets.
Yo, that's
random
wild.
times they're all in it.
Yeah,
man, this is better than I thought it would be.
What about I know he didn't play for very long, but Penny Hardaway too, right?
Penny Hardaway. Yeah,
Penny's
another bad name. I mean, you literally could come up with a grip of names of people who were dogs that didn't get a championship, man. That's why
Dominique Wilkins. We need Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah. You could put him on that list in there somewhere. I mean, hell.
I mean, basically anyone who's played for the Knicks since 1974. Yeah, go ice that pussy, Matt. Go ice that pussy. Do you think I wasn't gonna come back with something? John Stark sucked over Horace Grant, but we're gonna say it was Jordan. Jordan was social distancing, and he still Knicks fans say he got dunked on.
Oh my gosh, I can't with y'all, bro. Y'all something wild, but no, let's do that for sure on Monday. We'll come up with the straight up, just we'll it'll be a whole bunch of names. Oh, Steve Nash. Wow. See, look, names going to keep popping up, man.
Yeah. Well, this is the part where we do the draft, and what about J-Lo? Yo, J-Lo versus Thanos in the Thunderdome, bro. J-Lo versus Thanos.
Hey, J-Lo got more rings, bro, than Thanos, dog. What you talking about? she got more, dog. Hey,
J-Lo's like Messi going around winning titles in all these different countries.
Hey, Vince Carter. You could put Vince Carter on there.
Yeah, you could put Kenyon Martin.
Martin?
Richard Jefferson. I mean, they're not as good as the other guys, but they're the whitest player of all time, Keith Van Horn.
Oh my gosh! Wait, hold up! Please don't say it is so. Speaking of Nash, Toronto has contacted him about
That's good. Send him back to his home country.
Nurse, they fire Nurse. You're gonna pick up Nash. Nash had the biggest debacle of the last couple of years. The Knicks.
Yeah, but here's my thing. You already interviewed JJ Redick, which to me is a slap in the face of all those coaches who are in the circuit of NBA and have put in their work in, put their time in, and you're going to interview a guy on the ESPN set. I know it's just an interview, but the fact of the matter is you thought about it. Otherwise, you don't bring him in for the interview. You thought about how it would look for have JJ Redick as your coach. Otherwise, why do you even have the interview? So, to me, what is Toronto?
I would love to send JJ Redick to Canada. I would get him the fuck out of the country. I hate everyone. Send them all to Canada. Send them all. It's like the South Park movie. We're gonna set you adrift, and we just pushed them across the lake.
Just send them to Canada. Yeah,
I'm not your coach, buddy. I'm not your buddy, pal.
Yeah, you're right. He did win. Richard Jefferson did win.
You're right. Good call.
Yeah,
I didn't see the name. Good call with that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I know you know you're heavily medicated and you're.
I'm not, man. I'm taking none of that shit. I mean, I take health pills, but I'm not taking any pain pills. I don't want that shit.
I got you, man. Hey,
it's been rough.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, we'll go ice your knee. Me and Ant got about 20 minutes left, 19 minutes, and we'll finish up the show for you, old man. It's okay. Hey, you was a great relief pitcher, bro. But me and AR, we're the closers. It's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay. It's not because you don't got the skills. You know, your body can't hold up right now. It's okay. It's okay.
You had to bring up pitching. I can't even push off my leg or land on it. Why you gotta say pitching? Why I gotta be so mean? Why you gotta be so cruel?
Hey, man. Hey, I gotta take my shots when I can, bro. I gotta take my shots when I can.
That's it. Take care, everyone. Monday, man, that'll be fun. Let's
gonna be fun.
It up a little bit, and let's figure out who's gonna be in the show, who can make it, and we'll do an all-time draft.
Yeah. We'll put a whole bunch of names in a pot, and we'll do it almost like it's live drafted. So we'll get that done for you guys for sure. All right, Big Dog. He said, "Doggy style for the big boys, nigga."
I mean, my stroke is pretty good. What are we talking about?
Hey, get off the show, man. Bye. See you later.
All right, peace out, everybody. Be good.
Yeah, this shit's getting ridiculous. You gotta go. Anyway,
so much goes on. It's so hard to keep track.
Yo, this is nuts. But no, man. Hey, it's been some crazy things going on in the NBA world, as we discussed through the show. WNBA has kicked off their regular season. It was great to I know people are kind of mixed feelings of Brittany Griner. She made her return, obviously. Her being incarcerated in Russia for almost a year, for a good amount of time. Good to see her back on the court where she belongs. I said my piece on the whole situation. I'm not going to rehash it, but I'll just keep it simple. Hey, you do the crime, you do the time. It is what it is. Was it some political stunt from the Russian government? Of course. I mean, that's how I feel. Otherwise, I've seen people in her situation get released in matters of days, but she brought a little bit of fame to her name. And I understand the political, tug of war you were trying to play, whatever. Sometimes, let's separate it. Let's keep it real. Let's keep sports. And I know sports is a mirror image of our reality, but there still needs to be a line between reality and sports. So, Hey, it is what it is. She returned. Have you got a chance to watch any Stanley Cup playoffs?
I have not been ever since the Rangers go. I'm more of for hockey. I've really just started to watch it over the last year and a half now, 2 years. So when the Rangers aren't active, I'm kind of not into it like I am with the NBA or obviously NFL or whatever. So I'm gonna.
Okay, AP. So you don't give a damn about Brittany Griner coming? It's aces. Which you're right. Here's something interesting. I'm glad you brought this up, AP. I'm starting to see a trend in the WNBA, and we got to be quite honest about the situation. They need the viewership. They need the people to be invested into the product. So I've been seeing that they're almost trying to build like big three type loaded type of teams. No, I watch hockey, bro. I watch hockey. I asked Anthony about hockey because this is a sports show. Hockey's a sport. Come on, AP. But I've been noticing in the WNBA. So he brings up the Las Vegas Aces. I mean, they're loaded with talent. Asia Wilson. They just got Candace Parker. They got a couple of other young ladies that are on that squad that just absolutely are hoopers. They just won a championship, and you're like, whoa, you just won a championship and you add Candace Parker, who's been one of the bigger names in women's basketball for the last 15 years, who just won a championship in Chicago not too long ago, literally a couple of years ago. So you add that to the fold. You see Breanna Stewart, another baller. She goes to New York to play with Sabrina Ionescu. So I'm starting to see like, hey, there's super teams in the few amount of teams that we have in the WNBA. If I'm remember correct, they're not even close to 30. They might be more closer to 20 of WNBA teams. But regardless, I'm just noticing that they're actually starting to not even 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12 teams.
Yeah, only 12 teams.
So they pretty much are stacking, try to stack as much talent on these few little bit amount of teams that you got. And it's
gonna be very top heavy for a little while.
Very, very top heavy.
There's the same teams going back.
Yes.
The same teams going back to back.
But I'm not mad at it though, AR. And the reason why I'm not mad at it is because be top heavy. Make it be the storylines that people want to go view your product about. Because
that's the only knock on WNBA is that they can't get enough viewership. And it's the big thing with the WNBA is the whole thing with the how much to get paid, all that kind of stuff. And and the issue is nothing to do with them being women and stuff like that. It's nothing to do with that. But when you have a product and you're trying to sell it, if people aren't taking your product, you need to do something about it. Yeah. So I think that's great that they're getting the biggest names and kind of putting them together so you can watch women's basketball at the highest level as it is. Like you're going to get a finals matchup, against like the two absolute best teams, the biggest names, and that'll bring more things into the sport. So I think that's the route they got to go for the WNBA to gain more traction and to give these players who are coming out of college a more of an opportunity to be able to flourish when you have more teams. I mean, we have leagues for football.
Yeah.
The XFL that come out for the first year and they got 8 teams. The WNBA has been around for a long time and they don't have compared
almost
to the
30
XFL.
years.
Right. And they only got 12 teams.
Yeah.
It's just again, you have to be able to have your product be taken in by the consumer. That's what it is for any business. At the end of the day, sports is a business. Yeah. So, if the business isn't performing the way it is, you can't because here's the thing. They're playing basketball just like the dudes. They deserve just as much as the dudes deserve because they're playing basketball, but it's on a percentage scale. The WNBA players actually take a higher percentage of the revenue than the NBA players do. But the issue is you have a company that is worth this much and a company that's worth nowhere near as much.
Yeah, the revenue part is nowhere the size of the NBA.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So what they got to do, and I think your point is 100% accurate, if you're able to stack these teams, get the biggest names the sports have ever seen to be able to play on the same team and go against these little super teams, if that's what you got to do for a little while to kind of get more of a traction to go, I think that's the best way. And also, me personally, I don't watch the WNBA, but I will definitely watch a college basketball game, women's. I think women's college basketball is better than I think that's the same case sometimes for the NBA in college basketball is just like the way the school and the the camaraderie of your school and everyone playing.
Yeah.
Pride of their school. I think that is so much better. And even in the NFL with college, I think that the school atmosphere gives sports such a
different feeling.
And that's why I love that, the NIL and all those things are allowed now, because there's things for college that are just so much better sometimes than professional sports, because they're playing with a chip on their shoulder for their school and for themselves, because they want to get somewhere with their sport someday. They got to play the absolute best they can in the college game. And we see it like we always talk about Julius Randle. He wasn't the same way like he is now when he was in college. Completely different person when it comes to how, his heart is. So I feel like school involved sports in college at the highest level are the best thing in sports sometimes.
No, I agree with you. I try to peep as much WNBA games as possible. It's not a lot. Sometimes they come on when there's an important game that's of a greater magnitude, especially at this time, because they're starting the regular season.
Yeah,
we're in like Eastern Conference Final, Western Conference Finals time. I'm sorry, I'm not going to pick a WNBA game over. Yeah, and I can't even pick it over an NHL hockey game. Honestly, I mean, especially because they're in their Eastern Conference, they're Western Conference Finals right now in hockey, so I can't pick it over hockey.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
I could probably pick it over a baseball game. Yeah, I could pick it over a baseball game.
Yeah, my team's on for baseball. I'll watch that because at work, where I work at, it's a pizzeria. Though they got a bar or whatever, so they really got TVs on. So at that time, they were in the NBA's on. I'll watch those games. I'm sitting around, towards the end of the night, not doing nothing, whatever. I'll watch a WNBA game. But that for them, I think it's a good timing where they have their season, because again, NBA, WNBA, where the viewership's going to be.
Yeah. And
WNBA, NHL, where the viewership's going to be. And when the thing with baseball is their season's so long. That people are like, you know what? I just watched this team play, how many games? Like, we got 100 more to go. Like, I'll sit down and watch that game, maybe over it. But again, like you said, like the biggest thing with the WNBA is that they have to generate more viewership to be taking more of in a serious light for sports fans of different, you know what I'm saying? Because you got your WNBA sports fans, obviously. But they'll get the more casual viewer to watch. Yeah. There has to be something they got to do, and I think, like you said, Super Teams is definitely going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's storylines like that grab your that grab your.
No, not saying me personally. Like I would pick that over baseball, but
no, he's talking to me. People, no, MJ talking.
But I'm saying like people could look at it and be like, I like the sport of basketball more than baseball. I'll turn on the game.
Well, my reason for saying that is at this point is like you said, that baseball season is so long. Like it's 162 games. Like if I miss 1 or 2 games a week, I'm not missing that much. Right. Because I mean, let's be honest. I know regular season is important, but for the main part of it, 162 game season for me to keep track of it is another job for me. I ain't got time to keep it with 162.
Baseball is so dragged out sometimes with the season being that long. Like, and then you'll look. There's a team that was so terrible in the beginning of the year, and a team that's good, and then they completely flip flop. Like the season's so long. Like,
well, I'm a Royals fan. I'm not worried about that. They're trash. They're going to be trash by the time September comes around. So I'm not worried about that. So I'm definitely not paying attention to baseball right now. It's because of the team I root for is absolutely dog shit. So I'm not interested in watching baseball. You know what I'm saying? So that plays a part into it. I'm like I said, my team hasn't been good since 2014, 2015. I'm not worried or stressed to go catch watch a game. I'm just not.
You're gonna watch a game or two, and then you already know by the other 160 games what your result's gonna be. That's why I think sports like football, where everything is so packed in with excitement, because you only got 17 games. You know what I'm saying? You miss 1 or 2 football games. That could be a big part of your season. You miss 1 or 2 you miss 1 or 2 baseball games. You're like, all right,
nothing. Yeah,
whatever. I have 160 more games to play.
So it's like. I don't know, because like football season is so compact in how many opportunities you get to affect your standings to get to the playoffs. That's why each game is important for those 17 weeks. Some teams right now, if they're at the bottom, they're just going to be at the bottom.
Yeah, not gonna dig yourself out of that hole.
Come on, AP. I just literally watched all of Patrick Mahomes 2022-23 highlights the other day over the Royals. So yeah, I already beat you to that. Come on, man. It's that plays in the part, but just to bring it full circle, and when it relates to the WNBA, as we've been having this conversation the last few minutes, is you gotta find a way to get your casual fans. You think all these fans have been a fan of the Lakers for the last 20 plus years like me? No, but I bet you they've been a fan since LeBron been there. That's how you grab casual fans. That's how you grab casual viewers. You need a storyline or something that they can either relate to, or a story that they admire, and now they're a fan of that person or that situation. And so that's what you got to do.
Like that girl from Oregon. I forgot her name that came out from Oregon.
Yes, Sabrina Ionescu up there
exactly.
in New York. Yeah,
exactly. So like someone like that comes out that brings in that attention helps your league out.
Bro, Caitlin Clark. Okay, if Caitlin Clark and Shorty from my LSU, skipping my name, Angel Reese, if they came out and went to the draft this year, that'd have been big for the WNBA, because it'll
more money. Like I said, there's more money in college basketball than there is for the pro basketball.
Bro, did you know that Angel Reese, with all this NIL and her since winning the national championship, she's been having appearances here, appearances there. She's been making like up to almost like $1.5 million.
And she will make that in her whole career if she plays in the WNBA.
The most. It's funny we talk about this, Anthony. I saw a stat the other day. The highest paid WNBA player, I forget, and excuse me for not remember who she was. Makes like 200 and something thousand. Yeah, 6 figures. Now for me, I could live comfortable on a $200,000 salary. That's me.
Right.
That puts me up there with the doctors and the lawyers.
Right. Exactly.
But when you look at the scale of professional athletes, that's peanuts, man. Right. It's peanuts.
Again, it all comes down to, and it's simple to have these conversations when you look at it through statistics, is the share of the revenue is how much you're going to get paid. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, and if your league doesn't bring in enough revenue to be able, because college basketball brings in so much.
Billions.
Either side of the coin. That's why she's able to exactly. So exactly. So she is able to get this money on NIL because it is entertaining and very entertaining to watch college basketball. I love watching college basketball, women's and men's. It's great. Yeah. But when the next step is taken, it doesn't have the same viewership. And like I said, there's the statistics show that actually, if you look on a percentage based, the WNBA players are actually overpaid compared to the NBA players. Yeah. So that and that's a scale that you see 200,000 to how many 200 something $million, and the girls have a higher percentage share of revenue. So that's the problem that's got to get solved, is to have these big names come in and have people watch them. They want to follow these players from the college basketball into the WNBA. Like that, the girl from LSU, like the girl from Oregon came in. Like that's someone who's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to watch this game just because I like that player. Yeah.
What it is, and I see some comments rolling in about the WNBA. Here's one of the biggest things. The WNBA, this is why I think this strategy is going to work for them, or it should work for them. They're going to have to find something that's almost like a Larry Bird and Magic Johnson type of situation. And this is a little bit before your time, AR. And it's slightly a little bit before my time, but I followed the story. A lot of people got to realize that whole Lakers, Celtics, Bird, Magic rivalry saved the NBA.
Yeah.
He literally saved it. The NBA was down in the dumps. Franchises was losing money. They were really ready to call bankrupt and fold and just call it quits. And next thing you know, 1979 NCAA championship happens. Indiana State versus Michigan State. You got Bird, you got Magic. Magic gets the dub in Michigan State. Now they both get drafted the same year. One goes to a historic franchise in Boston. One goes to a historic franchise in LA. And for the next 10 years, they saved basketball. It took 10 years, And then it took some magic versus Bird to save basketball, and then it took a Michael Jordan to help save it too for the rest of it.
It's not gonna happen overnight. It's gonna take a little while, but you have to build something like you said, like that brings that fire to like everyone wants to watch this rivalry.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's the same thing. Like, and it wasn't in the same spot as it was back then, but like Cavaliers Warriors, like that rivalry was a crazy rivalry. That brought so much attention when you saw Curry, LeBron every single year. Like that was great to watch.
Yes, think about it. So back in the 80s, you had the Magic in the Lakers, Bird in the Celtics. You could throw the 76ers in there, the bad boy Pistons. You know what I'm saying? So there's at least 4 teams right there. Late in the 80s, you start adding Jordan and the Bulls.
Right.
And so it literally is building blocks on building blocks to help save your company, save your sport.
Yeah.
Think about it. If the 80s don't happen, we don't have the NBA right now. And to me, that's a God's honest truth. I think that was a legit situation. You need something, because I think that I'm not sure of the WNBA's finances, but the fact of the matter is, like you alluded to it earlier, and WNBA has been around for a while, at least 25 years, almost 30. So the fact of the matter is, you've been able to sustain, but now you're almost on that situation where you might come extinct because you're not getting the viewership, you're not getting the followership. You better take a note out at the NBA's book, take a page out their book. How did y'all survive going into the 80s? And you need to read it, and you need to memorize it from front to back.
And the crazy thing is that the NBA in the 80s, like when that was happening, they were already an established league. Like that was longer than the WNBA has been around. Yeah,
I love it, Thomas. I love that, Thomas.
But yeah, I mean, listen, you want to be able to have everybody play sports, because sports is, brings people together. But again, you have to market your league, and you have to bring in the revenue. That's really all it comes down to.
Bottom line. And we're gonna leave the show on that note, man. Great point, AR. Real quick, Anthony, give the people all your social media platforms where they can follow you, because I better make sure y'all follow our guy AR. All right, my man's dropping gems, dropping nuggets over here. Tell him, dog.
So both YouTube and TikTok is PR3Z Sports, and then my Instagram is Anthony3204.
There it is. The future of podcasting right there. Y'all make sure y'all go follow the kid. Anyway, as long as you follow him, make sure you follow us, I.O.W Sports, on Twitter, I.O.W Sports 1, I.O.W Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram, and most importantly, the YouTube channel where all the content is stored. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification, lets you know every time we drop new content. And of course, be a mouthpiece for us. Spread the word of mouth, what we got going on. You want to chop it up with me personally, I'm always yapping my gums on the Twitter, KC Wildcard more about Lakers, Chiefs, whatever, sports in general. And then, of course, Wildcard Mar on Facebook and Instagram. But there it is, another episode in the books. Make sure y'all tap in tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myself, the homie MJ from NJ Jersey Boy. MJ is going to be in the building. We're going to do the late night owl edition, so make sure y'all tune into that. Hey, it's been real, man. On behalf of myself, the Wildcard Mar, the big homie Nick Sean that popped in. Let's give a shout out to Detroit Mel. Hopefully he gets back to Raleigh, North Carolina safe and sound. He just left Detroit on his way back home. And of course, man, always a pleasure to chop it up with my boy AR. He always comes in dropping them gems. So, hey, man, enjoy the rest of y'all day. Enjoy the rest of y'all week. Until Thursday, it's been real. Peace and love, y'all.